The Nerlin Nerds podcast is brought to you by What Lola Wants. Go to WLWPrivateChefs.com for information to reserve top quality chef and restaurant services in the Chicagoland area. Pulpery Media presents Nerlin Nerds with your hosts, Brock and Ben. This is where we discuss the pop culture topics that interest us and those minor details that irritate us. And my brother called me when we were in the movie, and I didn't get back in touch with him until Sunday. And I was like, "Yeah, sorry I didn't answer, but we were watching Conclave, and it's like, oh my God, how was that?" It makes sense, right?
Of course.
So, and I was like, I said it's a weird. You don't expect it, but it's this psychological thriller.
Yeah, that's exactly
without
what it
like
was.
a dead body or anything.
No,
like
there's
that.
no action at all, except when the walls exploded. Which, of course, we should have seen that coming.
Yeah.
Like just randomly in the Sistine Chapel, like they're gonna fix this one corner on the day that Conclave's supposed to start. Like I don't know why I didn't see it at the time.
But I mean, it's a good plot device, right? Everything's mundane, and then this is just thrust them all.
That was the climax at this point. Was just all this talking and politicking and
the real world enters in, and a beam of light
with bombing.
Right.
With a bombing. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Highlighting Satan.
So the movie starts cold open. Right?
Yeah, you're
Pope
right.
dead.
Yeah. Yes.
This scene
and the procedure of preparing the Pope for removal.
Oh my goodness.
And I think that's fairly accurate too, yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta be.
With the ring and all that, yeah.
Yeah. So they pop his ring off. Do they keep it? Do they melt it down for the next one?
No, where I think the ring base either gets interred with the Pope or they melt it down, but the part that everybody kisses,
right,
that gets transferred to the next ring.
Oh, okay. So the tops.
That's why they popped the disc off.
I thought they kept the bottom part and replaced the top like you would a championship belt with the next person's.
I think the top
sigil
stays.
That makes way more sense.
Like that's the part that passes down, and then that way you don't have to resize the ring every time.
Although remember when they took it off, he took the thing over there and he hit it.
Yeah. But that was to balance it to the
right.
Yeah. But anyway.
Intricate as shit, and then like cheesecloth.
Yeah, I didn't understand that they did like the ceremonial. Which I mean that all fits.
It makes perfect sense.
But the ribbon around the door with the wax seal.
Yeah. Like because then they use the wax seal from the ring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like they sealed it up.
Although I mean, I could see that being that may not be real, in that
I hope it is.
That was a plot device of like. So that he can't re-enter the apartment.
But it makes so much sense.
It does,
That's what I will always think that.
So if it's not real, whoever like the writer, genius.
Yeah, you're absolutely genius. Because again, you circle back. Time's a flat circle. Man, we're gonna circle back to that. Breaking that. So you go through all of that, and Ray Fiennes is literally losing his shit.
Yeah. This
whole time, shaking and shit. And I thought they were going to give him like some kind of heart condition. I'm glad they did.
Yeah, no.
So that sets it up, and then it goes into.
Yeah, now that you say that, I'm thinking too. There was a lot that either didn't make the film,
probably,
or that got cut. Because remember, like Stanley, there's that scene between Ray Fiennes and Stanley Tucci. And Ray Fiennes, it's the first time we find out he's having a crisis of faith.
Oh, yeah. And they're just having the conversation about who the next pope should be.
Right.
Yep.
And Tucci was like, the Pope was having something similar, and he was like, oh, was he doubting God? He was like, no, but he was doubting the church. And then they don't really mention anything else about that, right? Like,
I mean, only in subtle hints, but that led to.
Like, Benitez.
What we find out about Hernandez.
Benitez.
It was Benitez.
Yeah.
No. That's fucking so bad. Just immediately go to Hernandez.
Boy, it could be like Sanchez. It could be worse.
I didn't do Sanchez.
You're so white.
Right. I am. So they bus all of these people, fly them from around the world,
and put them on shuttles.
And I like how they all showed up first, and it was like a cocktail hour, but people were praying and shit. But it was like a mixer.
Yeah.
Like everybody gets there and they're like, oh.
You think they do icebreakers?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, do they play games?
Yeah.
Like
pass the orange without using your hands.
Introductions and stuff. I want to know that.
They have a questionnaire bingo.
They have to name tags and shit. No, but that's what we joke, but that's kind of how it was. They were waiting on the Italian before they could close the doors.
Go.
Yeah, they have to have everyone in there before they literally close these fuckers in.
Yeah.
Windows. It's the fucking purge. They brought down metal things and...
Yeah. Well, I mean, the reality of it is that they lock them in so that they get to a decision as quickly as possible.
Right. And then if you don't, they literally bus you to what was... I don't know what it was, but it was scary.
Yeah, so
that's... hotel.
Well, I was going to say, that was the only thing that seemed to reference Pope Francis was... It was like the papal apartments.
Yes.
And so it wasn't like the palace that I always say Ratzinger, but Benedict lived in and all the popes before.
No, this was like a hotel. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And that's where, I mean, that's the kind of place that like Francis is staying now. He's not staying in the opulent.
Oh, really? Benedict was the last one to do that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Francis is a Jesuit and and he takes a name from a Franciscan, so he's, they don't want.
You can literally take any name you want from the Bible?
Or any name you want.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, somebody's missed their fucking opportunity.
Yeah.
There's so many good names out there. Okay.
Long enough timeline, we could get a Pope John Cena. The first.
Right. There are so many options. So many options. I'm not going to go there, but... Yes, so Benitez shows up, unannounced.
Right.
Mystery to everybody in the church, but checks out.
Yes.
Whew. And you don't know much about him other than he's there, and he's still getting votes.
Well, I mean, he, based on the, when they introduce him, like he's got a fairly good pedigree, and
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, everything checks out. Just nobody.
Yeah,
no.
He just he's the guerrilla.
Yeah, he's rogue.
Cardinal. Yeah, he goes into torn places and tries. Yeah, but he was also in the Congo.
Yeah, no, he's been everywhere and sets up camp for the Christian.
Everywhere that's terrible.
Yep, he's been.
Yeah,
he has been. So yeah, the politicking and I guess one of the best parts about it was part of the politicking was literally just digging up dirt on another priest. All because some drunk said something.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. So, but Lawrence is still he's the only one that's getting information from the outside, right?
Right.
Through that guy, whoever that guy is.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me too. But I guess as a manager, that's his duty to be up to date, like the bombing, to kind of figure out what's going on so he can let
that makes sense, yeah. I mean, anything that would affect the conclave he needs to know about.
Right, okay.
And it is also one of those things too, like you forget, like the daily business of the church still has to go on.
Exactly.
Even though the cardinals are locked away. So.
Exactly. One quick thing is it really telling when all of the nuns are the ones preparing the food and janitorial service and maid service. Look, it's the goat. They're doing that while the men are all politicking and conversating and digging up dirt.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Because Lawrence is basically just following breadcrumbs, and as he's following breadcrumbs, he's uncovering, scandals of these potential popes.
Right.
You get down to your 4 or 5. Look, he threw a strike. And that kid wants his autograph. Lee Trevino, by the way. Not Lee Trevino. That's Osvaldo Cabrera.
Yeah.
So, yes, nice and it starts... Right. It starts with the guy from Somalia, Nigeria,
Kenya, right?
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I know we probably said it, and we still don't know. Started with him.
Right, and
He's had a child.
out of wedlock, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
30-something years ago.
Sure, yeah.
But again, you're a cardinal, so you're done. Lithgow was embezzling money.
Yeah, or trying to buy votes.
Right.
Yeah.
The worst kind of worst. So he got 86th, and we were down to the Italian and Bellini.
Right.
And Lawrence kept getting votes, even though he didn't want them.
Well, and that's they didn't show it so much. There was a couple of scenes where you saw him directly dealing with it, but for the most part, he was like, but behind the scenes. But I love that scene with him and Stanley Tucci, and Tucci just goes, "I didn't realize you were this ambitious."
Right.
And you're going like,
and then my brain went, "Oh."
But that
is he doing this for that, or is he really just trying to uncover stuff?
Well, and I think that was like part of the appeal of the movie, right? Is that on one level, it's like, yeah, he sees there's a opening, and if he could take it, like, even if he has crisis of faith or whatever, like,
right.
Yeah, you can. He could still be the most powerful religious person in the world.
Correct.
Which, I mean,
controlling one of the most powerful...
Why would anybody turn that down, right? Like,
seriously.
And then...
I like how they planted those seeds, too, because, I literally didn't know where it was going.
But he fucking chess mastered it very well, to where he never outwardly... He was always saying, "Don't vote for me, don't vote for me."
And then he fell on the sword.
Yeah.
To take himself out.
Yeah.
Because he had memos printed.
Yeah.
101 of them. Placed in neatly manila folders, right? On everybody's...
Like it was like Jerry Maguire.
Right. So there's 101 manila folders. And
He's going to change shit, man.
And that's how he blew the lid off of...
Yeah.
And then the literal roof caved in.
Correct. And then giving Benitez the chance to...
And he finally steps up and is like, "Dude, I've been through all this, blah, 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 blah." He becomes Pope. Like you said, they would never vote for an unknown.
Yeah, first ballot.
Never would have happened.
Yeah.
No matter how good he is.
Well, I mean, even Francis now was... he came in like second to Benedict after John Paul II died. So
right.
he was
so
a
he
known,
was next in line.
He was a known quantity. They don't do that. They are. I mean, the last time they even attempted something like that was John Paul II, and then it burned him because he lived for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Even after being shot. So
he was most definitely.
And they're never going to do that again. But it's again for a story purpose.
Yeah. No, it made sense.
Yeah.
All right, spoiler alert.
And then you get the curveball.
Right. So another drawback from... Well, fuck it. I'm just going to roll it over again, and we'll talk about Venom and Conclave 2. We'll get to the spoiler in a minute. You can't vote for yourself, right? That's got to be a rule?
I don't think there's a rule against it, no.
So, I guess my thing is you have your initial vote, and I'm assuming that at the mixer... Everybody's kind of figuring out who gets who. They had that one thing. They were like, "We think so and so will get 25, and Bellini will get 17," and then shit went haywire at the first vote. And then after that, it's just, these are the top 3 or 4.
Yeah, normally it would be I think, again, I'm not an insider on it, but it's like liberal Catholics would have their guy that they would want to vote for. Conservatives would have their... And the Italians always have their own pocket.
Correct.
That part is true.
No, that's it. And they typically lean conservative.
Yeah.
That's just Italians for some reason. I don't know.
So it just... But that's always the funny part to me is that, you say it's the universal... The following segment has been brought to you by Whatever Lola Wants. Go to WLWPrivateChefs.com for information to reserve top-quality chef and restaurant services in the Chicagoland area. The Nerlin Nerds podcast is a production of Pulpery Media, produced and edited by Ben Grimion, marketing by Brock Ryder, graphic design by Beck Ryder and Ben Grimion, Music by the Heisenberg Compensators.